Empire Interactive and Bugbear Entertainment are circling around for another lap of dented fenders and broken windshields in Flatout 2. The developers have definitely amped up the chaos on the racetrack this year, but there's a difference between crashing into stuff for fun and junk constantly getting in your way. You start by picking your sex and then your car. Your first vehicle will determine what type of race you can join. You can choose from a derby, race, or street car, and then sign up for one of their respective cups. The vehicle types get progressively faster if you start with derby and end with street, and each category has 3 different levels of difficulty. There are 12 areas to tear out that take you through forests, fields, deserts, water canals, cityscapes, and raceways. There's more of a focus on urban environments in Flatout 2, as racing fans criticize the original for spending too much time in backwater Hicktown. While freeways and shopping malls are welcome additions, there are no tracks in the snow like there were in Flatout 1. The available locations will also repeat themselves across the different vehicle types, but Bugbear did a good job of repurposing each area by sending you through a different section of the map or redesigning each track backwards. As you place in each cup, you'll also unlock derby-style dirt races, destruction arenas you can battle in to be the last car standing on 4 wheels, and the infamous mini-games from the first installment. In total, there are 54 different ways to compete. Each race will line you up against a handsome crew of generic drivers. These personalities were apparently created to give the game more attitude, but they're ridiculous. It's helpful to know who you're racing against if you develop a rivalry, or want to take the driver route in the top spot to win the cup. But are we really supposed to believe that Sally Taylor is a demolition derby driver? Out on the track, Flatout 2's engine performs beautifully. The loading times are almost too fast to read the text on screen. The lighting and textures never approach polyphony realism, but there is a remarkable amount of objects to deal with. There's almost always something flying around, from tires to 2x4s to trucks to motorhomes. It's a thrill to see all of the things bouncing off of each other, but sometimes things get stuck in places they shouldn't. All of these ingredients blend together for some spectacular crashes, and no one is safe from Flatout's law. If it's there, someone will drive straight into it. The AI is extremely aggressive, but they can make mistakes just as easily as you can. Each collision slowly rips away at your frame and paint job, leaving you in a barely mobile hunk of junk by the time you reach the finish line. Following the series' trademark move, any hit too abrupt will send your driver screaming through the glass. This is still fun, but significantly toned down since last year. In Flatout 1, a simple smash would catapult your character miles away from his car. Now it's more realistic, and unfortunately less amusing. You also can't propel them at will like you could last year. When you eventually do reach the checkered flag in one piece, you can watch a fast-paced replay of you shredding the dirt or asphalt. This can give you some fun perspectives, but you have no control over the camera. Considering how unexpected Flatout can get, it would have been nice to edit and save these for posterity. While Flatout 2 offers a lot of visual satisfaction, the driving mechanics are extremely frustrating. Thankfully, there are no complicated controls to worry about. R1 hits the gas, L1 slams on the brakes, and the A button releases the nitro. With this setup, you don't have to worry about jerking the parking brake to correctly steer around a tight corner, but that doesn't mean you won't find yourself completely out of control. There is always a pile of debris in your way, and your opponents seem to have an unlimited supply of nitro. So if you don't slip and flip on a street sign or metal pipe, you'll get obliterated from behind when you try and slow down to avoid it. This means your performance in each race is a combination of skill and luck. Sometimes you can dodge the hazards that unexpectedly pop up, and other times you'll hit or be hit by something that was impossible to avoid. Cruising through 4 laps in first place only to have an invisible piece of garbage send your car airborne can elevate you to controller-breaking levels of road rage. And unless you upgrade your car immediately, recovering from a mishap will have you rocking back and forth like you're driving on a block of ice. You build up nitro by crashing into cars and any objects that haven't already been disassembled. But the quickest way to get a boost is to catch some air. All of these are rewarding ways to get extra speed, but it's kind of counterintuitive to go faster by running into things. Most of the time, coming into contact with or flying off of objects in the environment only leads to disaster. Running someone off the road will often cause them to get stuck to your car. If you've ever wondered where baby sports cars come from, here's your answer. Thankfully, restarting a race is instantaneous, and when you have to reset your position, the game gives you a temporarily ghosted rolling start, along with whatever level of nitro you had when you crashed and burned. You can also save your progress in the middle of a cup, so you never have to retry a race you've already placed in. And all of the stress you build up on the track can be effectively released in one of the 12 masochistic minigames. These recreate anything from Olympic events to America's favorite pastime, thanks to Flatout's ragdoll physics. They've added some twists to the returning events, and our new favorites include Ring of Fire, curling, and soccer. You can now move your character slightly to shift his or her flailing body in the right direction, and even give them one added bump per stunt to get a little extra height or distance. Each of these pleasant distractions is easy enough to stay fun and addictive, but challenging enough to keep you coming back for more punishment. Flatout 2 is one of the most chaotic racing games ever made. Whether you're playing on or offline, you'll be lucky if you can last 2 minutes on the track without eating twisted metal. But at the same time, half the fun is restarting each race without a clue as to what the course is going to throw at you. Literally. If you like your racing games simulation heavy, there isn't enough customization here to keep you busy. But if you like to get dirt rubbed in your face and then return the favor, we'll see you at the starting line.